If I planned on retiring in Palm Beach County and I had about $1 million or more to spend, I would be looking at exactly 4 communities. They're all sitting on the same roads. They were all built by the same builder. However, they're completely different from another. I'm talking about Valencia Bay, Valencia Sound, Valencia Grand, and Valencia Del Mar. Welcome to Palm Beach County's Millionaire Retirement Row. In today's video, I'll show you the ins and outs and honest insights into these 4 communities so that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one fits best your lifestyle and your version of having the perfect retirement. Because at this price point, buying a Valencia can mean 2 dramatically different versions of retirement. Oh, and the part that catches almost everyone off guard is coming up in just about 10 minutes and it has nothing to do with price, I promise you that. If you're new to the channel, please allow me 10 seconds just to introduce myself. My name is Maximilian. I'm a local real estate expert here in Palm Beach County. And my team and I, we've helped hundreds of families buy and sell here in our beautiful Palm Beaches. And so the goal of this channel is to provide local expertise and value to you so that you can plan your next move with confidence. Contact info is below, so feel free to reach out if you want to shoot me a message or talk specifics. Don't be shy. All right, let's get back to the video. If you're somewhere in the Northeast, I'm sure you've seen plenty of commercials about active retirement communities here in Palm Beach. And the name that always kind of sticks out are the Valencia communities built by GL here in Boynton Beach. Now careful, there are about 12 different Valencia communities in our lovely county right now. So don't make the mistake to assume that they're all pretty much the same, just with a different ending tag. GL Homes have been building Valencia communities along Lyons Road for almost 3 decades. And so their original design for Valencia Lakes, the first community they had built back in 1997, until their latest and greatest, Valencia Del Mar, are like opposing ends to another. So to put everything into perspective, today, I'll be walking you through the last 4 from Valencia Bay to Valencia Sound to Valencia Grand, and finally to the one that's currently under construction, Valencia Del Mar. There's a little caveat to the last one, so stick around until the end, it's pretty wild. Valencia Bay is the most established community in this comparison. It was completed around 2019, has about 582 homes. What you're buying here is maturity. Landscaping that's fully grown, a clubhouse and a social calendar that have had years to develop a genuine rhythm, and a resale market with real transaction history behind it. Recent sales in here have traded on average between $900,000 to roughly $1.1 million for well-appointed homes, which makes Valencia Bay the most accessible entry point of the 4 communities that we'll be covering today. Now, keep in mind, these are averages. So the most high-end properties that you will find are actually the Crown selection. And if they're on the water, these properties will be closer to $2 million. Not many folks know this, but Valencia Bay was actually the last community of its kind until GL Homes decided to completely reshape their amenity package. So the Bay offers a 33,000 square foot large clubhouse with a proven concept of several pools anchored around tennis and pickleball courts and individually organized social clubs. What's nice about Valencia Bay is that due to its maturity, most homes have really a different appeal from another. In other words, homes were upgraded in the aftermarket. So what you'll find if you buy in here, it's not going to be cookie cutter. It's not all the same builder stuff. It's really a wide array that you can find in this community from a design perspective. Also, you're not dealing anymore with ongoing construction because this community is obviously fully built. Just across the street from Valencia Bay is Valencia Sound. And Valencia Sound was built around 17 inland lagoons and comes with a nearly 39,000 square foot large clubhouse at the center of the community. Now, this was GL's first attempt to really reimagine its version of luxury retirement communities. So the Sound comes with 11 lighted pickleball courts, 6 clay tennis courts, a kitchen for show cooking and classes, a full service restaurant and a bar with a liquor license. And in putting this all together, GL basically created a country club lifestyle around racket sports without any of the membership fees or dues that you would find in a country club. Homes here in Valencia Sound, they run from roughly 1,600 square feet to 3,000 plus. And in terms of pricing, they average roughly anywhere around 1.4 million to 1.7 million for a 3-bedroom house with a pool. So if Bay is all about established maturity, then Sound is absolutely about activity and about energy. Locals that live in here, they absolutely love the social atmosphere that was created, and they describe it as really intentional and upbeat. Valencia Sound Clubhouse is extremely well frequented, and I believe the reason for that is because GL installed a dedicated lifestyle director and team to manage the events and social calendar. So buyers who are looking for an established community but want a significant upgrade in terms of their amenity package compared to Valencia Bay and a kind of sort of country club lifestyle, they will find the best deal in Valencia Sound. Now let's move on to the Grand. Valencia Grand was GL's 11th Valencia version, and it initially opened in 2022 with roughly 700 homes. I previously mentioned that GL reimagined the lifestyle concept once they were creating Valencia Sound, and so when they introduced Valencia Grands, they naturally had to take it up a notch. So with that being said, the Grand is the first Valencia community to boast climate-controlled indoor pickleball courts alongside the outdoor ones they have. They also have a 39,000 square foot large clubhouse and overall a more contemporary architectural style. So this is actually pretty big because after decades of Valencia's traditional Mediterranean look, the Grand was then the first community where they moved towards a more sleek, modern lines with expensive glass architecture. Now what's pretty interesting to know is Valencia Grand reportedly sold out in just about 30 months, which is really fast for Valencia standards. Recent resale activity has averaged right around $1.6 to $1.8 million. Now, here's some behind the scenes information that I want to share with you. And take it with a grain of salt, but according to my information, Valencia Grand at this point is close to being sold out. There are only 4 lots remaining for sale, and these lots are all right by Lions Road, by the gate entrance. So if road noise or entrance and exit traffic is something that might be a concern to you, then this is not for you. But if it doesn't bother you, then you might be in for a really good deal if you move fast. Feel free to connect with me directly if you want more information. Contact info is below. Valencia Del Mar is the latest and greatest in our little quartet here. So its grand opening was actually held on March 22nd in 2025, so a little bit more than a year ago. And it's located directly between Valencia Sound and Valencia Grand on the same Lions Road stretch. Now, Del Mar is being built around a roughly 43,000 square foot large clubhouse. That's by far the largest amenity footprint yet in the Valencia lineup. It comes with a beach entry pool, a full service restaurant with indoor and patio dining, 2 liquor licensed bars, spa with saunas and steam rooms, a nail and blow dry salon, a yoga garden, a golf simulator, 4 indoor and 7 outdoor pickleball courts, and 5 clay tennis courts. Now, GL actually introduced a range of new models for this community, including for the first time 2-story homes. That's brand new to Valencia. GL also adjusted their specs to accommodate larger kitchen islands, monogram appliances throughout really. There's going to be quartz countertops in every room, including the laundry room, which is new. And these spec homes, they range from approximately 2,200 square feet to roughly 3,800. With pricing starting at about 1.1 million, and it can go up to about 2.5 million for the largest models. Now keep in mind, that's just the base of the home, okay? So if you want a particular lot, you want a different kitchen build out, you want a pool, you will have to budget for these upgrades essentially. In my experience, most buyers at Del Mar, they spend roughly an additional $90,000 or $100,000 on upgrades. And if you want a pool, that would be an additional 85 to roughly 120,000. It really depends on the type of pool that you want. So as we're shooting this video, and according to my information, Del Mar is at just about 50% sold out at this point. Now, that may obviously change depending on when you watch this video, and all I can tell you is that this is looking to be probably the fastest selling Valencia community they've had so far. So if building new and having first choice of the lot that you're end up living on matters to you, and you don't mind waiting on average maybe 9 months until your home will be completed, then this might actually be a really good opportunity for you. Now, if you're trying to map out where your own budget and lifestyle priorities land across these 4, that's exactly the kind of breakdown that I put together in our free Palm Beach neighborhood guide. Links below. All right, let's get back to the video. Now, I've worked in all of the Valencias before, and so I thought, here's the thing worth knowing probably for you guys. If you're comparing these 4 communities, it's obviously no secret that the homes themselves, they've gotten bigger and bigger over time with every new Valencia community that was built on this corridor. However, the floor plans, they have an actual lineage worth knowing about. So back at Valencia Bay, the Bimini and Bimini Grand were the most popular models. Those were the best sellers. Then at Sounds, the Juliet model took over as one of the best sellers. And at Grand and Del Mar, there were more model types introduced, but the Savannah model is now standing out as the one that seems to be the best-selling model so far. So here's the thing worth understanding. The Savannah, the Juliet, and many of the current models, they are all essentially derivatives of the original Bimini model. So that layout was just defined one generation after another as the market was moving more towards open floor concepts. So if a Del Mar floor plan ever feels instantly familiar to you, despite having maybe a different name, that's exactly why, because they're all derived from the Bimini model that was so popular. Other floor plans that have gained a lot of popularity at Del Mar are the Venice model. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 baths, has a den, or could also be an optional 4th bedroom. comes with a 3-car garage, and sits on roughly 2,400 square feet. That's right now, from what I'm hearing, the most popular floor plan at Del Mar. Now, if the Grand or Del Mar is a strong contender for you, please note the following. There's been a major shift in what new residents are looking to find in a new home between these 4 communities. So at the Bay, having a private pool in the backyard really wasn't a priority to most owners. And honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've heard from owners over there when I've sold in the previous Valencias. Owners would tell me there's really no point for me, Max, to have a pool in my backyard because I'm going to meet my friends and folks at the clubhouse at the pool over there. So why would I have my own pool? Well, after Bay, that has changed completely. For one, Sound, Grand, and Del Mar, they offer an incredible amenity package beyond just the pool landscape. So for residents, there are now more options to meet and get together. At the same time, as prices for the Valencias have moved up, so have really expectations for buyers. And I can tell you this from what I'm seeing on the ground, really 9 out of 10 buyers, they want to find a private pool in their backyard today. So the reason why I'm saying this is because if you're looking to buy in Del Mar right now, my honest recommendation is to future-proof your new home. Add the pool to your spec sheets at the time of purchase rather than waiting and maybe doing it later. Because if you ever do decide to sell this in the future, you will be thankful to have it. Trust me when I say there's a dramatic difference in demand on the resale market between homes that have a pool versus homes that don't have a pool. So here we are, 4 communities, 4 different buyers. Bay if you want an established, move-in ready, and the most accessible entry price of the entire group that we looked at today. Sound if you want to level up on the amenities and have still an established community, but get into that country club type of lifestyle. Grand if you want the latest amenities that are already immediately available and you don't mind a lot near Lions Road. And Del Mar if you want new construction, the best and largest clubhouse, and you don't mind waiting a year or 2 maybe until it's completed and everybody has fully moved in. So picture this, sports, activities, and social life, that's the promise every one of these 4 communities is built around. Which one actually delivers it for you comes down to budget, how social you want to be in your day-to-day, and your own timing. So if you're just starting to compare these 4, my recommendation is grab that free Palm Beach neighborhood guide that we put together, link is below. If you've got questions about a specific community or a floor plan, text or email me directly, I'll be happy to help you with that. If you're interested in learning more about any of these 4 communities with in-depth and behind-the-scenes knowledge, like we showed you today, feel free to scan the QR code on screen and let's set up a time to have a conversation. As always, thanks so much for watching today and for spending time with me here. If you feel like today's video added value to you, it would help us tremendously if you could hit that like button and subscribe. In any event, thanks so much for being here with me today, and I'll see you on the next one.